Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of my tournament commentaries, and today I've actually increased the resolution of my game, so hopefully it's gonna look better on YouTube. I mean, the trade-off is it's gonna be a lot bigger on my hard drive, but I'm gonna see how much better it looks at the end, and maybe I'll start doing all of them like this. Also, I finished my exams, so now I actually have time to play a bit more. So you can expect more tournament commentaries to come in the next few days, because I really haven't had time to play enough lately. And I'm playing against white. All these white decks make me miss the time when everyone was playing green, because green was annoying but fair. White is just annoying. And this hand is not helping much. I mean, if I draw a shard next turn, I'll probably just play it and not mulligan this hand. But I can't say that I'm really happy with it. I mean, if I get a shard, then I mana zone one doppelganger, play the second one, then I draw another shard. I play the second doppelganger, and after that I'll be at 5 mana to play my fallen angel. And yeah, it's also really painful to have to waste a gemstone of corruption at this point, but I only have one mulligan and I don't want to mulligan until I absolutely have to. So basically now I have 3 draw steps to draw another shard, and at that point this hand will actually become reasonable, depending on what he plays, of course. And that's fine. I don't mind training off a 1/1 doppelganger for it. And I'm still gonna mana zone and play this in attack zone. And end my turn. So I should be looking towards using my hero quickly and then sealing him off before he gets a chance to put the Sword of Light into play. But the trade-off is I don't want to seal too early. I want to hit at least, like, I want to wait until he basically plays one Mercy of Dawn, preferably 2, before I do it. That's unfortunate. So he's gonna kill my 1/2 doppelganger. But hopefully I draw another shard. If I do, then I'll just play a doppelganger next turn. If I don't, I think I'll mana zone my second doppelganger and play a necromancer. But we'll see what happens. And now he has 2 mana to play something. Okay, and surprisingly he doesn't have anything. Excellent. So shard zone. Tag zone. And I think I would rather have 2 1/1s than a 0/1 and a 2/1. And pass my turn. So it looks like having to play a shard in the shard zone really screwed him over last turn and prevented him from playing something. So that worked out a lot better than I could have hoped. And let's see what he plays this turn. Yeah, and he was even forced to discard. The level 3 Jamie Herald doesn't really matter against me because the destroy item doesn't really do anything against my deck since I don't actually play any items. Okay, so at this point I will mana zone, attack to kill this guy, and I'm actually gonna play a Necromancer and a Hound. Next turn leaving up 5 mana to flip the Hound and play a Party of the Dead. And with Necromancer and attack zone I can deal with any kind of angels he plays, like the 5 mana honor angels I mean. And I'm gonna pass the turn. Hopefully I will draw a couple more shards and my doppelganger survive long enough for me to draw 3 cards with contract as the devil. But we'll see what happens. The one problem against white is they can't be playing the card that deals damage to everything on the board based on how much mana or how many cards the difference between the cards in our hands. I don't remember its name, so going too low on cards could be bad against them. Which makes me really hope I draw a shard this turn, since I don't think I can afford to mulligan. I only have 2 Party of the Deads, and if I mulligan and don't get one, it's gonna be pretty bad for me. Okay, so he is out of shards too, and excellent, so I drew a shard. And the second party too, cute. So I will just trade it off. If he wants to spend the thing to save his guy and give it 1 HP, that's fine by me. And I'm just gonna swing for 1 and pass the turn. The Party of the Dead is really obvious, but there's no point in holding off from it. He doesn't have enough of a board presence to be able to really afford to play around it. Yep. So now I have an option of dealing an extra 2 damage to his hero, or only losing a ghoul when I kill this. And I think I would rather keep my Skullhound instead of... Basically, I'd rather lose a ghoul instead of a Skullhound and deal less damage to his hero. So what I'm going to do is attack like this. Again, he might have the 1 mana heal spell, but that's fine. If he uses it, I'm just gonna use my hero to finish it off. Since I do want an opportunity to use my hero and seal his, because we're getting to that point in the game where he's going to be able to draw a lot of cards. I mean, afford to put the sword in. So now my goal is gonna be to maintain pressure. So I'm just gonna play an angel. Pass a turn. I don't care about drawing cards at this moment because I have enough cards where I'm not scared of the Ras effect, and I would rather keep on building my pressure and board position than building up my hand, because since if the game goes long enough, white decks will win. Okay. Again, so I'm going to maximize my board presence. Attack was the angel. Kill this off. So 7 mana, he can clear my board if I play too many cards. So at this point I do have a choice to make. Do I want to play another angel and he'll be able to basically kill off all my 1 toughness guys? Or do I want to draw 3 cards? I think at this point I'll use this. Yeah, so that's gonna put me up to 8 cards. And then play Necromancer in attack zone. Oh yeah, and I put a Dragon of Omen instead of the 4/4 for 6 mana. I think, yeah, that's fine. If he shifts into defense zone with Hangman, it's gonna be slightly annoying, but not the end of the world. There is an argument to be made for playing this guy in defense zone, and so that if he flips, I still have a good attack. But we'll see. Okay, so no Hangman coming into at my face this turn. That's good. Okay, so I think that's 8 mana. I'm not gonna play it at this point. So basically I'm gonna end up trading off my Angel and my Doomed Hound for his 2 guys. Unless of course he lets me kill the Knight, yep. So the Knight is definitely survive. He's gonna block like this, my Angel dies. And I'm actually gonna kill off my Doom Hound rather than my Necromancer. I'm gonna attack like this. Basically this mitigates Hanged Man, since Necromancer defense is actually still good. And I think I'm gonna play another Angel and Pale Blue Moon, just to keep up the pressure. And pass my turn. I'm not worried about playing the Hiding Fire. Okay, I should probably close my window. Okay, I'm not worried about playing the Hiding Fire, since there's no chance of him playing stuff on the attack zone that I really care about. And holding an extra card in my hand helps me play around the removal spell, or the global Raz effect, which I forget what it's called. Okay. So at this point, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my skill to kill this guy. Attack like this. So he's down to 3 cards in hand. So now I can mana zone something and play one of my 5 drops. But I think at this point I'm gonna flip it at the end of his turn. No, I'm actually gonna flip it now because Blow of Judgment isn't gonna kill it. He's not gonna have enough cards in hand to do it. And I don't want it to get sealed by ponies. Oh, and I probably want to deal 2 damage to him too. That would be nice. And again, as long as I have a 3-power creature in play, I'm not too worried about having the trap in play. I will play it next turn since I should have an extra mana to do it. Dread 3 is so good even if it doesn't come into play that often. Okay. Yeah, so what I'm going to do this turn is attack like this. He can't really defend it, doesn't matter. So that's dead. Then I'm going to trade off this guy. So that becomes a 3-1. Then I'm gonna play this guy. Attack, flip it back. Basically, at this point, the only way I'm gonna lose is if I run out of time. And I'm gonna play the 2 traps because I have the mana to do it. Next turn, I don't want to play the Dragon of Omen until he shows me what his card is. But we'll see. He is down to 1 card in hand. Next turn, I'll either party or Fallen Angel. At this point, it's coming to a point where I can just seal both of our skills and not worry about getting value out of mine, since his is going to have a lot more impact. Okay, that guy in defense zone is fine by me. So I will use the first skill to kill it. And he is planning to activate his hero, so I'm not gonna get a chance to seal it. But that's fine. Like, he's gonna be on way too low life to actually make a lot of use out of his item. And I have a couple of blockers in play. Anyways. I think I'm gonna use this. Again, I'm playing around Hanged Man, because the only way he's gonna win is if he gets lucky with Hanged Man. And play this on defense zone. I could have left 2 mana up and in response to his Hangman put one of the guys into defense zone, but just getting the Pale Bloom out is fine. Okay, so for some reason he didn't want to get a Sword of Light, I'm not too sure about that, why he would do that, but that's fine by me. So I'm just gonna use my Bloody Moon skill to finish this off, since warding doesn't stop me from using a skill outside it only, or from skills affecting it. Okay, well, that just made my life a lot easier, I guess, since now I don't have to worry about a hanged man. I'm not sure why he made that play, but that's fine. Now that I probably should have played my Lord of Darkness before that, but hopefully that 1 HP is not gonna come back to bite me. I'm just gonna play this guy. Okay, he's down to 6 HP. And he gives up. So it looks like he's playing the budget version of Void Control, and that deck really doesn't have a lot of chance against a fully budgeted black deck. I mean, this is not like fully budgeted, but it's 90% done. It's only missing a few cards. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next round. Hello everyone, and welcome back to round 2. So I'm playing against another white deck, surprise surprise, even though this one actually plays a different hero, so that's a nice change at least. I'm also playing against a guildmate of the guy I defeated first round, so if he wins, he at least avenges his guildmate, or something along those lines. I don't know if anyone actually cares, but the chances of me playing against the same guild are pretty low, and I find that funny. And again, a really horrible hand. At least this time I have a fool. Mana zone. Play this in attack zone. But I would rather not discard half of my antis, what the Mercy of Dawn cards if I can avoid it. So I'm definitely gonna mulligan before I use the full. Okay, so this time he didn't have the honor shard to kill off my 2-1. It feels like every single time I play against white and they have a turn 1 or 2 Pegasus, they always get the thing, the shard to kill off my guy. Okay, yeah, I think at this point I will mulligan. The hand did have some place, but it was just so uninspiring that I really don't want to deal with it. And pass my turn. Now I also have a dual casting to deal with his monk and whatever other one drop he decides, I mean one toughness guy he decides to play. Or even mine's desire for wish if I really feel greedy. Basically, hopefully next turn I get to dual cast, killing something relevant. That means not the Pegasus. And yep, so I don't mind discarding an extra shard, and so my plan is dual cast and play a Hound, setting up for flipping it next turn hopefully. Definitely blocking. That's a good trade. For me, since now I can just deal 4 points of damage to him directly, I would have killed it with my Gravekeeper, but keeping it at 1 extra HP is fine too. Unfortunately, I do have to use this shard this turn, but that's fine. Kill his 2 guys. I do have to keep in mind that Aaron can increase HP by 1 for 4 mana, which counters my destroy target creature with 1 HP. And it might come into play later on. And next turn, I'll see what I do. Hopefully I'll get a Party of the Dead and just get to flip my Hounds, but if I don't, I'm probably just gonna play a Necromancer and a second Hound or something along those lines. Since the initiative, like, the value I gain from flipping the Hound doesn't make up for the value I lose from not playing anything for the turn. Of course, I'm also down on cards. He does have 9 cards in his hand compared to my 4, since I did Mana Zone. Oh, so he gets a white line back? That's really unfortunate. This point, kill that. Attack him. Attack. I do have to play this shard. And I'll play this in defense zone too. I'm not gonna play the Hound because I plan to discard it to his white lines if that's the play he decides to make. And now next turn I can actually afford to leave mana up. Basically, if I don't discard it, I can always play it next turn and flip it, since I'll have 6 mana available. If he plays 2 white lines, it's gonna be brutal. Okay. So that's not the worst possible outcome. I think at this point I will dual cast. I mean, if he plays the card that just kills everything based on the number of cards in each player's hand, I lost the game. There's no way I'm coming back from that. So an important part of playing the game is realizing when you can and when you can't afford to play around certain cards. And in this case, I just can't afford to play around it. Also, if he plays ponies, I'm pretty much dead too, since I haven't drawn any of my high drops and haven't drawn too many shards either after the mulligan. So basically at this point he can just wipe my whole board, which is what he's trying to get. Okay, so he didn't have that. That's good. Does he have the ponies? Okay, that's actually not the worst possible outcome. I mean, I'm not happy about it, but it could be a lot worse. So if he had ponies, he would have used them, which means I'm gonna... No, I'm gonna flip it. This way, basically, if he has a blow of judgment, I only lose one. If he has ponies, I would lose two. And I would be completely out of the game. Even though I am really far behind, he does have 6 cards left. Not drawing anything above 4 mana cost the whole game really does hurt you. I pretty much drew every single low. I have all my doppelgangers, 2 of the 3 dual castings, 2 of the 4 hounds, 1 of the 3. So yeah, not a good place to be in. There could have been an argument made for using the Fool, but I'm not too sure about that. Okay, at this point, that costs 3 mana, and so I will draw cards since I am so low. And then I'll use this skill to kill off the attacker. Okay, so now I'm in a slightly better spot. Kind of sucks having to lose a pale blue moon to do it, but I think that was necessary. He's up to 9 mana, which is not fun at all. And he plans to use all of it. I'm not gonna get a chance to draw more cards. So next turn I can Mind's Desire, ping, and use my archer to finish off the angel, which might be my game plan. Basically at this point I just have to be as card efficient as possible. Okay, that's fine, so he's gonna have a couple of chump blockers. They're all gonna be 0-1 though. And I don't mind taking 4 points of damage, obviously. So I'm gonna ping the angel for 1. And kill it off, keeping my archers alive. So now I'm ahead on the board, and I have a bigger hand than him, and I'm also ahead in the on life. So unless he has a couple of really high power bombs, I should be able to start taking over the game, basically. That's fine. I have a bloody moon that can just kill it off. Unless... yeah, I think I would rather keep my bloody moon alive. So what I'm going to do is dual cast. Okay. Now I'm not sure if this is gonna trigger or not, so I'm gonna attack it. Okay, so it does deal the damage before warding. And I'm gonna use the skill to kill it off. This point I will mana zone and play a doppelganger just so I have some board presence. And end my turn. If he plays another one, I'm gonna be in a bit of trouble, but I should be able to deal with it before I die. Okay, so I still have 15 minutes to finish this off. Okay, that's unfortunate. But at least he doesn't have honor. Okay, and that's fine too. Meh. I would rather have kept my guys, but that's fine. I can always just use my own. Okay, yeah, at this point the cards have so low impact I will discard them. And draw this sweet hand. So I'm gonna attack like this. See if he blocks with the other guy or not. Okay, I'm gonna play this guy in defense zone, and I'm gonna play this guy in attack zone, passing the turn. Next turn I'm gonna block with my doppelganger, and then I can always use my necromancer to finish it off, if I so desire. I'm definitely blocking with the doppelganger. I'm gonna attack the Honor Angel. Use my hero to finish it off. And attack was the Hound. That's fine. Okay. And end my turn. So next turn I should be able to kill off all his defenders and see where it goes from there. I will block with my Necromancer if he attacks with his Inquisitor. So why would he want to trade it off? That's fine. He doesn't have any cards in hand, so I don't see any tricks that he could play at this point. Obviously I'm gonna attack that one, he's gonna block with something else, and I'm gonna pass the turn. Yep. Okay, so I'm down to 10 minutes. I'm gonna flip my Hound. Basically, I don't wanna trade my Doppelganger for his 1-2, since I'll be able to eat it for free next turn, hopefully. Depending on what he draws, of course. Okay. That's basically a blank. And this turn he is dead. Since attack. And I'm really starting to like this guild, whatever it is. Older players seem to be nice and polite. Not that it really matters, but just something I thought I would note. It's little things like this that make the game more enjoyable. for the finals. I wonder who it's gonna be against. Okay, and I'm waiting for an opponent who for some reason isn't showing up. And not original is playing as Anis, who is considered one of the best green deck players, and not original is a big green player himself. And I'm still waiting for my opponent. Everyone is talking about how good their final game is and how they're crushing, and I'm just sitting here waiting for the game to decide who I'm gonna play against. Because apparently I finished at a point when no one else was ready. And I'm gonna pause the recording, I guess, and come back once I get an opponent. Okay, and looks like I finally got my opponent. It was a good 2 minutes. I had to sit here and wait for someone to show up. Usually the game matches you with someone like instantly, so that's kind of annoying, but whatever. Okay, and I am recording. I would hate to forget to record one of the games. And here we go. Ooh, it's red, it's not a white deck. And I don't know if I'm happy or sad, because the red decks are not particularly easy to play against. Let's put it that way. And this is not a, so I'm on the draw, and this is not a good hand by any stretch of the imagination. Even though it does have a turn 2 Pale Blue Moon, so I don't have to mulligan the first few turns at least. The problem is that after I play the Pale Blue Moon, I need a 3 or a 4 drop, or I'm just gonna lose, so I will be forced to mulligan then. Okay, good thing he is on the play. On the draw, that card is really annoying. But on the other hand, he is on the play, so it's kind of a mixed blessing. That's where DVD is really good, in decks that really punish you for being on the draw against them, and when they're on the draw they get the DVTs to punish you for being on the play against them. I will defend. If he has a hasty guy, he is free to deal 1 damage to me. And if he doesn't have a hasty guy, then I just saved 1 point of damage. Next turn, I think I will mana zone. Okay. So the question is, do I want him to waste his whole turn? Okay, so he also played a trap, so I think I'll mana zone and play this on defense for now. Passing the turn. This is not a good spot to be against red. But I can't afford him basically flipping this trap, killing off my Pale Blue Moon for free, and then killing off my Gravekeeper. Since he can give this guy basically, if he attacks with his Devotee of Haken, kills my Pale Blue Moon, then uses Defiance from this guy to finish it off, it doesn't get to trigger. Okay, now I will mulligan. I need to play something. So the reason I play it in defense zone, it's a kilo trick if you think the guy has the trap that... Okay. And I think I'll play this guy on attack zone. Basically, playing the doppelganger on defense zone doesn't trigger hiding fire, so it's a kilo trick you can do. The problem is I'm still really far behind. I had to mana zone twice when he never mana zoned at all. So he is 3 cards ahead, and on the board we're actually surprisingly even, which is not where you want to be. I will mulligan this hand. I have to play this guy in attack zone, I think. Yep, he gets his trap. And I'm gonna pass the turn. So next turn he can bust through my defenses, but I don't think I'm winning this game if I'm playing it on the defense zone. This guy is so good when you're on the play, since for 1 mana he counts all 2 creatures and up. Okay. Okay. So this turn I'll use the chance to flip my Hound and see what happens after that. Maybe I'll flip my Pale Blue Moon. I might also use Conflict of Violet to finish this guy off if I need to, or use my hero to do it. We'll see what he does. So he left 6 mana up. Yeah, so he probably has the 2 mana card that destroys it. Or not. That's good. I think I will play this guy. To reduce the AP of all his creatures, and I'll attack. I guess I'll attack this guy and see if he lets me kill it, or if he double pumps it. My guy is still safe and he's just gonna flip back at the end of the turn. And I'm gonna attack like this. If he blocks with this guy, then I'll use Doomhound to kill this and use my doppelganger. Think I'll kill that guy too. And trade off my Doomhound. And if I can click, there you go. I don't know why the game sometimes just doesn't let me click. And I'm gonna end my turn. So now I'm in a much better spot. I mean, he does get to put the Steelbreaker Blade in, but that's fine. I will block it with my doppelganger. Unless he attacks my hero. If he attacks my hero, I'll take the damage. Ooh, that's painful. But the good thing is I got rid of most of his board, so I'm not just straight up dead. The bad thing is he gets to kill both of my guys. Well, no, actually he only gets to kill one of them. Well, yeah, he gets to kill both. I If only I had the High Priestess available to me, but I didn't. Also, I have two of the contracts with the devils with no way to actually use them, which is not a fun spot to be in. Okay, so I do actually want to trigger his hiding fire because I have this and my hero to deal with it. And I'm gonna pass the turn. The bad thing also, my High Priestess, pretty much I can't use it until I kill off all his guys. Yep, if he wants to use both of his guy, trade off his guys to kill off my guy, he's fine to do that. If he pumps it, oh well, I might have killed it if he pumped it, but well, I'm gonna take that hit. Hopefully he doesn't have another hiding fire, because then there is no way I'm gonna win. Also, the fact that I have two contracts with the devil without being able to use them that's what pretty much gonna cost me the game. Since mulliganing, that's why I don't like contract with the devil. It just loses you so many games. Okay, so this turn I think I have to play this in defense zone and use it and hope I draw for a draw basically. Or a dual casting, that works too. So he is still ahead on the board, but at least I'm now starting to catch up on hand. And next turn I do get to play Dragon of Omen. Well, probably I'll play my Lord of Darkness first, make sure to kill off his guys, and then or make sure the way is clear for my Dragon of Omen. What is that? When this card is just unfair. Okay, it's a 3/5/2. Okay. And at this point I'm just dead. Mana zone. Defense zone, defense zone. But he can just kill both of them off. And swing for 5. Unfortunate turn of events, but against red control, if they get a good draw in the beginning, their defiance pretty much means that you can never stabilize, since the only ways to stabilize against a deck is to play higher level creatures and kill off their weaker creatures, and defiance makes that completely impossible. There could be an argument made for taking 5 damage, but then he's just not gonna attack with his other guys anyways. And he still has 6 cards left in hand at the end of this. And he has Honor Dude, just in case I somehow manage to stabilize, which I don't know how that would happen. And this is why red control is considered easily the best deck around, but it just requires so many rares that are hard to get that most people can't afford to play it. Defiance is probably one of the strongest mechanics in the game. I mean, at this point, what options do I even have? It's like, have to shard zone this, use this like this, use skill 1, but that just buys me a turn, that's it. I could have mana zoned it, and I guess I played the Lord of Darkness, but it really doesn't matter. Whatever, I'm just gonna die this turn. And thanks for watching everyone, and hope you enjoyed this, and hope everyone liked the higher quality, or that at least it's noticeably higher, and I'll see you all